Alrighty, I want you to put the word on the street that we are back up, baby. Super Saiyan 4 Goku Mini from DAIMA is here. Now, we're going to talk about this character today, and we're also going to be showing the initial reaction to the animations as well as the reveal. I don't want to rob you guys of that initial reaction, so we're going to show what happened from the stream. It's going to be, I don't know, like a minute and a half, 2 minutes of footage from that. So, without further ado, take it back to past me reacting to the Super Saiyan 4 DAIMA Goku review. Oh, it's going to be DAIMA. Here it comes. It's going to be DAIMA. It's going to be DAIMA. Here it comes. Here we go. Yep. Rip it off. Yep. There it is. There it is. Yep. So far, he's still in mini. Nice. Let's go. Hold on. Are we saving the big boy? Yo, let's go. That was sick. All right. So the adult is still saved. That's good. Nice. Yep, we're gonna have to wait on that one. They got that right. Good stuff. Okay, so some pretty exciting stuff there, wouldn't you say? Dokkan is finally giving us something that we needed in the worst way here with Super Saiyan 4 Goku from DAIMA. Now, obviously, no adult version of this yet, but this is good because we can save this for the future, and we are not just going to be getting everything from DAIMA, not even a hint of Goku being in his adult form when we are talking about Goku Mini here. So that is really good. But now what I want to do is break down the character, look at the kit more in depth, because when they were showing the abilities, I said, let me just wait so I can look at this all in one sort of frame here. I could talk about it, and we can break down everything that there is to know about this character. So, right off the bat, I really like his leader skill. Demonic Power and Pure Saiyans are two very good categories, and it gives him access to a lot of Gohan units, a lot of Goku units, right? Piccolos are going to be able to be on there and all of that fun stuff. Vegeta. Pure Saiyans is always going to be an extremely valuable leader skill, no matter how you split it. So this character, I think, is in a setup where he's going to be very good. Now, one thing that I can say, a little bit on the, if I had to say one complaint about this, I wish that the SSR art had like, or the TUR art had sort of like the same vibe as the SSR art. I will say that, but I still really like, I think this art's good. Like, really no complaints there. Just if I had to nitpick, right? But let's go ahead and get started with actually looking at the passive of this character. So again, Demonic Power, Pure Saiyans, we talked about that. And then the extra bonuses are for Dragon Ball Seekers, Time Travelers, or Bond of Parent Child. So Pure Saiyans, Bond of Parent Child, very good 220, if you will. So when it comes to the link skills that this character is possessing, we have Super Saiyan, Prepared for Battle, Saiyan Roar, Shocking Speed, Saiyan Warrior Race, Kamehameha, and the Kameyamama, if you will, or the Fierce Battle, excuse me. So, decent link set, right? Saiyan Roar is going to be very nice, all of those fun things. Saiyan Warrior Race, Prepared for Battle. Super Saiyan, very versatile link set where you're not just like stuck to running him with Super Saiyan 4 units. You can run him in other ways, right? Because there's no GT or anything like that. So, that is nice. But if we look at this here, so I'm trying to think what would be the easiest way to pull this up. Yeah, so we'll do this, right? Let's look at this. We'll make this a little bit easier to read. Here, where are we at? So when it comes to what we got for the passive skill here, we have activates the entrance animation when there's another demonic pattern. All right, let's try that one again. Activates the entrance animation when there is another demonic power category ally on the team, or when 5 or more superclass allies are on the team upon the character's entry. So very easy to get, right? Run mono superclass, run some demonic power. Very easy, right? With DAIMA stuff, that's what we are going to be seeing, especially when we get like another version of Super Saiyan 4 Goku in the future. Very simple stuff, right? So with this intro buff, we are going to be getting a guaranteed additional super, which is always good, and then guards all attacks for 5 turns. So 5-turn guard, always nice, right? Like that is a good start. Then at the start of turn, we are going to have 44% chance to dodge, as well as damage reduction rate of 44. So guard, 44% damage reduction. That seems decent, right? Guard at 44% damage reduction is a nice like defensive skeleton, but then we also have dodge in there as well. So I think this is probably a character you'd want to be focusing on giving a little bit extra dodge as well, alongside the 44% chance. But when activating the active skill, or when attacking with 12 or more ki, so getting a super attack with this character because they're a TUR, we get attack and defense 200%, as well as 40% support for DAIMA characters, essentially with demonic power or Dragon Ball Seekers, for 2 turns. So 40% attack support for 2 turns is very nice. That's akin to the Int DAIMA GOKU with his 2-turn support, right? So that's very good when you're like basically on super attack, and even if he's sealed, right? When we attack with 12 or more ki, we're going to be getting 2-turn support, not just attack, but also defense as well. So that is very valuable for a character that, like, potentially, depending on how their role ends up being, if they're a slot 2 character, if they're a slot 3 character, 2-turn support on top of guard and 44% damage reduction was also going to be like a very nice setup. Then when we get to the 4th turn of battle, right, we get an extra attack 300%, then another attack 200%, and performing a critical hit when activating the active skill or attacking. So after 4 turns, we're going to become a lot more offensive with that attack 300% buff, and then the 200% and a guaranteed crit. So this is a character you're not going to want to put really any crit into, really at all, in terms of the hidden potential build. I think that additional and dodge, as is per usual, going to be the way to go. It looks to me like dodge is probably going to be the way to go, with maybe like a hint of additional. But it is kind of tough to tell right off the bat. But with the super attack effect, we'll be looking at that here in a moment. When we get a Ki Blast super attack, we are going to be able to counter. And you guys know at this point how counters operate. Like, very nice to have. It doesn't hurt. So like in the Rose Goku Black and Zamasu fight, those are both Ki Blast supers. Boom, bam, bop, right? This character is going to be able to dodge. This character is going to be able to counter supers. You're not going to need to take specific things to get like their defensive buffs. I think this character has a lot of good stuff. It's just going to depend on how they do defensively with normals and stuff like that, with that guard and 44% damage reduction. So I think on paper, this character is actually very solid for a TUR. I don't know if it's just like the straight up #1 unit in the game. Again, we have to see them in game a little bit more. We haven't gotten the data download yet or anything like that. So it is going to be a little bit tricky to tell exactly what the case is going to be for this unit. But if we go over here, we can go ahead and take a look at the next portion of this kit. We have the active skill starting from the 4th turn from the start of battle. Very nice. It's not on the character's entry turn. So turn 4, you're going to have access to that. That is like an ideal leader skill or active skill effect for units like this, right? Like at the end of the day, I think this is something that we really can't complain about. I do end up actually liking how that's going to work with, again, just having it turn 4, access to when you need it, and then extra attack. We did see it in the early gameplay footage of the character, that is how that was actually going to look. So like they ended up having like 69 million attack, then they did an additional super for 72 million. But specifically looking at that active skill effect, very good. And then if we look over here at the right side of the screen, you guys can see the categories that this unit is going to be on. Not quite the level of like a tag unit where there's Goku and Vegeta like mixed access to categories, but this is still very, very good, right? So we have Demonic Power, Pure Saiyans, Dragon Ball Seekers, Time Travelers, Bond of Parent and Child, Full Power, Transformation Boost, Goku Family, Kamehameha, Giant 8 Power, Turtle School, Miraculous Awakening, Bond of Friendship, Accelerated Battle, Battle of Fate, Power Beyond Super Saiyan, and Earthbred Fighters. So what is that? I think that is 1, 2, 3... How many categories? That is 17 categories. Not bad. So 17 categories for a non-tag character is about as good as it gets. you don't like, it's fun to say when a unit's on like 26 categories or something, but at the end of the day, it's like you're only really running them on like 4. So like it's good to have access to these extra categories, but it's really not going to be like a big needle mover in terms of things. But Demonic Power, Pure Saiyans, right? These teams are getting huge buffs, and it is a good sign for the DAIMA team moving forward. And then last but not least, the super attack here is going to be raising attack and defense for 4 turns, and then causing immense damage. So no ceiling, no stunning or anything like that. But this character looks to be pretty damn good when it comes to like the massive effects that this team's going to have. Again, Demonic Power and things like that. We're just going to have to wait and see overall like where we're going to be at. But with that being said, this is a Dokkan Fest that we sorely needed in this fall month, if you will. Post really since like the release of Broly and after his honeymoon phase ended, it's been very slow. And the introduction of Super Saiyan 4 Goku Mini from DAIMA, that's a good start. So let me know down below what you guys think of Goku Mini from DAIMA. Super Saiyan 4 Goku is finally here. We could stop asking where it's at. It looks like DAIMA is on the way to hopefully some more consistent releases. Hopefully the adult version is something for anniversary or something in the future. But thank you guys for watching. I hope you did enjoy this one. If you did, don't forget to leave a like before you go. Subscribe if you're new, so that way you don't miss out on any Dokkan content. Drop a like down below if you're excited for Super Saiyan 4 Goku. And if you're summoning, let me know down below. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you all in the next one.